Welcome to this episode of the Sports Detective Podcast Show. My name is James Williams, and today we are talking about the most heartbreaking missed kicks in NFL history. We are talking about this because Sunday night, the AFC divisional round between the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, Tyler Bass misses a field goal with 2 minutes left, around 2 minutes left, and that field goal potentially could have forced overtime, and the Bills could have potentially made it to the AFC Championship game. And I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this Twitter thread here in a minute, but basically this kind of spawned a lot of people, especially specifically with that Bills mix kick, to talk about the most, heartbreaking missed kicks in NFL history. So we'll go ahead here and show you this Twitter thread from Frank Michael Smith, who is a very good Twitter follow, by the way. If you have Twitter, make sure you give him a follow, because he's the source of all of this content here. He organized this stuff, and I did read a few articles about like the worst mixed kicks, but this is the best way to kind of scroll through all of them, kind of play them real fast, and we'll kind of give a little bit of context to them. So we'll go ahead here. The reason that we're talking about this, though, is that Bills kick from Tyler Bass was very reminiscent of the very first Super Bowl the Bills ever made, where it is basically time is running out, only a few seconds. I think there's like 4 seconds left on the clock, and the Bills can kick a field goal. If they kick this field goal, they win the Super Bowl. So we'll go ahead and watch this clip here, and we'll talk about it.
We wait. There's a snap. There's a kick. It is up. It is no good. No one missed. 4 seconds left. The Giants have won Super Bowl 25 by the score of 20-19.
There you go. So the Giants won the Super Bowl there. The Bills missed that one. They get their butts kicked by the Cowboys 2 times in a row. And then I believe the fourth, or wait, was it? I can't remember. I know they lost 2 in a row to the Cowboys. The other one might have either been to Washington or Green Bay. I can't remember off the top of my head. But again, part of the reason I kind of want to talk about this is because I think, losing a game in this way and losing, these high stakes playoff games, I think they can be pretty traumatic. And because they're so traumatic, I think it can affect how a team, just mentally thinks when they're in that situation again. And I think we're kind of seeing a repeated pattern here with the Bills, where the Chiefs are just kind of like always get the best of them. They always get the best of them. They have the thing where Mahomes gets the ball with like 13 seconds left, and they drive it, and then end up kicking a field goal, winning that game. The coin toss game. And the Chiefs just kind of have this psychological mental edge over the Bills. And the kick, like the Tyler Bass kick the other night, it's just kind of more evidence to that. And it's going to be kind of a question here with the Bills for as long as Josh Allen's there, and this Bills, era is going with the Josh Allen era, is can they ever get over that mental hurdle? Can they ever get over that hump? It still remains to be seen. We hope that's the case. We hope, we see some victory in Buffalo, because we all see the antics for the fans of Bills Mafia. We wish the best for you, Bills Mafia. Also, viewer discretion advised for any fans out there that have had a traumatic missed kick in your team's history. Maybe teams in Chicago, teams in Minnesota. Viewer discretion advised. Sorry, I didn't give that before I played that one, because here's this next one here. This is the famous double doink in the wild card round of the playoffs. The Bears here have a chance to win the game, advance to the next round. This is the Matt Nagy, Mitchell Trubisky. Matt Nagy just came off of winning Coach of the Year, and basically they had this kick here to go to the next round of the playoffs, and this is what happens.
And, he hits the upright again. That's impossible. And the Eagles run out into the field, but there's still 5 seconds. So they've got to get back. He does it again.
His face.
Back to the spot of the kick. It will be
Did this hit the upright and the crossbar?
Good snap, good hold.
Bottom line, it doesn't go through. Upright. It looks like it bounced off the crossbar as well.
Oh, my goodness. The Bears' season's going to end on a double doink. One. Unbelievable.
3-yard attempt.
There you have it there. That's the double doink. Here's this next one is the There's also a few things here too as we go through the rest of these. There's some teams it's weird. Some teams seem to be the people that are or the teams that always get screwed over by these kicks, like the Vikings, like the Bills, and there's also other teams like the Steelers or the Seahawks that seem to be on the other receiving end of this stuff, where like they will lose if this kick goes in, and then the other team just screws it up. So this is one here where the Jets are playing the Steelers, and if Doug Bryan here, with 4 seconds remaining, has a chance to send the Jets to the AFC Championship game, a 43-yard field goal. They miss. If he makes this, they win in regulation. If not, the game goes to overtime.
Bryan was no stranger to big-time kicks, hitting a 28-yarder in overtime for a 20-17 win in San Diego last weekend. But a 47-yarder proved to be out of his range.
Hits the crossbar.
Hitting the crossbar and falling just short.
Ugh. These are tough. Some of these are just tough. That one, because I was like, wait a minute, how close did he miss? He hit the crossbar there. That is very, very tough. This is probably the most humiliating one. This is like a 27 chip shot field goal. I think most of you too, if you're football fans that are old enough, probably remember this game. The weather at this game, I think, might have either been in the teens or it might have been single digits. And this is between when Minnesota was moving from their old stadium to their new stadium. They had a little bit of a time period there where they had to play on the Minnesota Gophers college field. So this is the Blair Walsh shortest kick on this list, 27 yards in the wild card game against the Seahawks.
Snapper. And the kick is no good. Wow. Go figure. Oh, baby, yeah. It's time to pray to the heavens, Michael. You're right. No good. Not even close.
Let's look at these laces one more time. Jeff Locke, the holder, is going to try and put it down, and bingo, looking right back at the kicker. And I'm telling you, psychologically, sometimes
looked like he even angled it like
kicker
kind of crooked too.
But there's no way to practice making a 3-foot putt.
So there's that one. This is another Vikings one here that we're about to show you to give you a little bit more of a context on this one, because I had to go back and kind of refresh myself on this one today. So this is 1999. This Vikings team was freaking awesome. This Vikings team that we're about to show here, they went 15-1 in the regular season. Randall Cunningham was an all-pro quarterback. They had Chris Carter, Randy Moss on the outside. They were the best offensive football, and they had one of the top-tier defenses in football too. So this was an elite Vikings football team here. And if you kind of can already tell by the scenario based on the screen and what Frank Michael Smith has kind of laid out here in the post, basically Minnesota up by 7, 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They kick this field goal. They make it. They are up 10 with 2 minutes left, and they would go to the Super Bowl to play the John Elway Denver Broncos. So we'll go ahead, just play this clip here. Sorry, Minnesota fans. You might just want to turn off the video now.
And Anderson hasn't missed in 2 years.
So that's a pretty good bet. If you say, do you think Gary Anderson will make this field goal? The answer should probably be yes.
39 yards away.
I also love John Madden there. If that happened today, where he says like, "Oh, yeah, no, he's probably going to make it. One of the best field goal kickers, probably going to make it." If that happened today, let's say that happens this weekend in the, let's say either one of the conference championship games where I don't know let's say Chris Collinsworth says that. Oh my God, he's going to get put on a skewer and barbecued. He's going to get roasted if he did something like that. I can't believe John Madden actually did that here.
And it's not good. The Falcons have one timeout. They have the ball as Anderson misses.
Only a 38-yarder too.
And Anderson.
Yeah, and then the Falcons would go to the Super Bowl, lose to the Broncos. But hey, I think that Vikings team could have had a chance there to potentially win that Super Bowl. That is not at all crazy, and that's definitely the second worst one, because obviously the Bills one's the very worst one on this list, but this one's really bad too. Because they go up by 10 there. What happens after this is the Falcons drive down the field, get a touchdown, send it to overtime, and then the Falcons win with a field goal in overtime. So very, very tough one there. Tough loss for the Vikings. Okay, we'll go here to this one. This one here, if the Ravens hit this, they have a chance. They go to overtime, and they have a chance to, go to the Super Bowl. Instead, Brady and the Pats end up going to the Super Bowl here, and then Eli beats them. So if the Ravens were to win this game, you can make an argument that Ravens team probably would be a pretty good matchup versus that Giants team, unless you think that Giants team was just inevitable to, win the Super Bowl.
Here comes
this is a 32-yarder.
To tie this game.
A lot of these are short too. Like there's not a lot of 55-yarders on this list.
2 years, 16 of 16 in the fourth quarter on field goals. 32 yards to tie it. And the kick. Look out! It's no good. It's no good.
It's tough.
The hold by Cook, trying to spin it around.
Another bad hold. We want to blame the kickers. Sometimes we have to blame the holders.
And Kunda, a Pro Bowl kicker a year ago. Wide left from 32.
All right, so we have that one. I think I have 2 more here to show you. Maybe 3. So we have this one here. This is Mike Vanderjagt from the Colts 2006. The Colts started out 13-0, looked like a lock to make the Super Bowl. Steelers were about to ice the game on the goal line, but a shocking Bettis fumble set up one of the league's top kickers for a game winner. It wasn't a game winner. It was a game tire, it looks like here. So another thing, too, about this Colts team, the Colts end up losing this game, obviously, because we're just showing you missed kicks here. And this Steelers team actually goes and wins the Super Bowl. And I know it says 13-0 Colts team. They obviously lose their last 3 games of the regular season, and then they lose this playoff game. Part of the reason they lost those games in the regular season was because they were like, oh, we have the 1 seed locked up. We have our division locked up. We're going to rest some of our good players, which might be kind of the rest over rust factor, because I think they were definitely rusty in this game. But this team that they beat, the Steelers team that they lose to is the Steelers team that ends up going and winning the Super Bowl. So you would like to think if the Colts could just get past this team here, maybe the Colts go and win the Super Bowl. What does Peyton Manning's career look like if he has, multiple Super Bowls with the Colts? Maybe we think about his legacy a little bit differently. So we'll go ahead and just watch this kick now.
Kick this 46-yard field goal to tie. And it's no good. Not even close. Wide right. That is a shock. Mike Vanderjagt has been money over the years for the Colts. There's a late flag to just kick this.
All right, we'll keep moving on here. I've got 2 more I want to show you. So this one here, the Chiefs in the mid-90s, #1 seed in the AFC. They are playing Jim Harbaugh and the Indianapolis Colts here. This field goal could have sent the game into overtime. We'll go ahead and watch this.
After 2 fine plays by the Colts, the Chiefs went for it all, and now on 4th down from 43 yards. It's no good. It's no good. Lynn Elliott 0 for 3 with field goals today. And the Kansas City Chiefs, undefeated at home this year, now have a loss when it hurts the most. The Indianapolis Colts continue their Cinderella ride, the longest shot on the board, and the Colts have beaten the Chiefs by the count of...
Again, that one, we talk about the stakes of some of these. A lot of these missed kicks are just opportunities to go to overtime and, win that game. There's no guarantee if they kick the field goal, go to overtime, that they win. but overtime is basically like a 50-50 proposition most of the time. So here's this last one I'll show you guys, and then we'll end this video. Tony Romo, 2007. The kick was never even attempted. With a minute remaining, the Cowboys had a chance to take a lead in the wild card game. And then this happens.
Well, here's Gramatica. Romo holds. 19-yard field goal attempt. Oh, it is fumbled by Romo. And then Romo's going to run to the end zone. And he's going to get tackled by Jordan Babineau. Amazing.
Unbelievable.
How crazy is this?
There is nothing automatic in football. Oh, the ball just slipped out of his hands. Yep. It was a good snap. And he went to put it down, and it just slipped.
Well, here's Gramatica. Romo.
Yeah, that was a really bad one because they can't even get the kickoff there. And again, that would have been Dallas winning a playoff game on the road. Who knows what happens? Tony Romo was the backup quarterback that year. That's when he actually started to take over the job there. And then, he had that job for another, 7-8 years until Dak Prescott comes along. So there you have it, guys. Those are the worst missed field goals in NFL history. In the comments section, feel free to add other ones that you think maybe should have been on this list. I looked up a few of them, beforehand. If you're just maybe you could talk about famous missed kicks, period. Another famous missed kick that happened in college, last year was the Ohio State when they could have, potentially taken down Georgia with a missed kick. Probably the most famous missed kick in just football history, period, is probably the Alabama-Auburn kick 6. That's probably one of my personal favorites because, screw Alabama. So there you have it, guys. That's going to do it for this video here today. If you like content like this, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Leave a comment on, your favorite mixed kick or least favorite mixed kick. Is there any other ones that should have been on this list? So, again, hit subscribe, hit like, will really help us out big in the algorithm. I'll talk to you next time.